Good day, everyone. Passe Baller here. We'd be talking about Game 4 of this Western Conference Finals. Los Angeles Clippers going up against Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns, they're actually up 2 games to 1. The game is still in Los Angeles, so they will be having it in a Staples Center. So before we proceed and talk about it, I just want to invite everyone who have not subscribed to this channel yet, Passe Baller. Please click on the button below, the subscribe button, and include that bell logo. That way, automatically, you guys will be receiving notifications whenever there will be new videos that will be uploaded. By the way, congratulations to those who tailed from earlier or yesterday's match, Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta Hawks. So we won. Milwaukee Bucks -7, so we won back-to-back games. Hopefully, we'll be getting this one correct too, so that it will be 3 games in a row. Right. So again, Phoenix, they're up 2-1, but the game is still in Staples Center. If you are Los Angeles Clippers, you know that you got to win this one. You don't want to go 3-1 and you're going back home to Phoenix. You are in deep trouble, man. We all know what the story is. Kawhi Leonard, he is still out for this game. Chris Paul has been back since Game 3. He had 15 points. You know, a very good, very decent outing with the scoring, especially the assists, with 12 assists. But man, if you would actually check on the field goal percentage of the Phoenix Suns, basically that's what killed him. So, by the way, before we talk about that, the spread on this is -1. They're still giving it to Phoenix, even though it's a home court advantage of Clippers. So since it's -1, let's just remove it. So let's just do money line, okay? All right. So going back to the field goal percentage of Phoenix, you take a look at the records. If you take, if you love looking at the numbers, you would see that Booker only had 15 points. Chris Paul had 15 points as well. But man, the field goal percentage, man, they were just too bad for those two people, for the Phoenix Suns. If only it was, if only it wasn't that bad, maybe the story of the game would have been at least different. I'm not saying, they could have won, but man, they lost by, I don't know, I guess that was 14 points, right? So that's the first thing that Phoenix Suns would need to improve. They gotta make some adjustments so that Booker would have better shots. Chris Paul would actually use his management skills on the court so that he could actually get those people free. We don't have to ask DeAndre Ayton for his improvement in the field goal percentage, because man, he's always above 500%. As for the Los Angeles Clippers, I liked what I saw with Paul George. Obviously, he was more than willing to take over the moment that Kawhi Leonard injured or hurt himself. Hopefully, and praying for Kawhi's comeback. I'm not sure if he could still come back this series, or at least this season, if ever they make it to the next, to the finals. But of course, prayers up for Kawhi's health. But I like how Paul George has showed that he is still able. Just like way back in the Indiana Pacers days, that he is really the man. But in here, because when he reached the Los Angeles Clippers, everyone knows that he's like the secondary weapon, just next to Kawhi. Let's accept that. Kawhi has been a champion. Paul George hasn't. So Paul George accepted that role. But when the moment that Kawhi got hurt, Paul George showed what he could do. Man, Paul George, again, for sure, would have still been thinking of that Game 2 free throw misses. Man, those were really huge. Just imagine what the score of the series would have been. But anyway, let's focus on this Game 4. My take on this is that this will be Phoenix's game. This will be Phoenix's game, because I don't imagine and I don't expect Booker to be below 30% on his shooting. Also, Chris Paul. Man, I just can't expect Booker or any player of that caliber to go back to back below 30% on his field goal percentage, especially if you're given the ball that much. I'm pretty sure that Chris Paul would be would be driving some defense and would open things up for Booker. Doesn't really have to be a three, but we need to have more activity too from other players. I'm talking about Crowder. I'm talking about Payne. I'm talking about Sarge. Anyone from the bench in the Phoenix would actually need to contribute in situations like that. Because for Clippers, we need to have consistency. That's why it's hard, because they don't have much firepower, so to speak, because the ball stays with Paul George almost all of the time. If not Paul George, it will be on Reggie Jackson's, and those two have been showing what they could, and those two would really need to be up all the time. But them being up would still not guarantee them wins. We would need some good performance from the others, like Zubac, Batum. Man, his defense and his rebounding is very huge. DeMarcus Cousins, I see that they're trying to use DeMarcus Cousins, but I also see some hesitation, but maybe perhaps of his defense and speed. But it will really be tough for Los Angeles Clippers. Honestly, in my heart, I want Clippers to win this game, but I really feel like this one will be taken home by the Phoenix Suns. I'm pretty sure that Monty Williams and Chris Paul would have drawn something else approaching this game, and they would actually be setting Booker and the other shooters as well to get open, and to get the necessary points for them to take home that game 4 win. All right, so again, my personal pick would be Phoenix Suns money line. Again, let me repeat, it'll be Phoenix Suns money line, and I'm expecting this game to be 3-1, and we will go back to Arizona. Peace out, Pasay love, and God bless.